Well, hello there, ladies, gents, and non-binary folk. Welcome to my first official episode of the podcast. And yes, I named it the Sam Dee Show, which is gross. I really want a different name, but that's like the first thing that came to my head, and I just wanted to start this thing and get it out there. And then if I need to change the name later, I'll change the name later. So if you have found me from my YouTube channel, first of all, so excited you're here. I am obsessed with creating content for my YouTube channel. Typically, I am posting like anti-MLM, anti-scam, and like controversial commentary type content. And that will also be here on the podcast. But this is pretty much whatever the fuck is coming to my mind, really. Also, I don't know how often these episodes are going to go out. I just know that I wanted to start a podcast. And knowing that I wanted to start a YouTube channel 5 years ago, and it took me until now to actually start it, I was like, let me get on the podcast thing now. We'll figure it out as we go. And then I won't be kicking myself in the ass like I am for my YouTube channel. So that's how we ended up here, in case you were wondering. I'll also probably be a little bit more myself because there's no video aspect to this. Maybe down the road, I'll add the video piece of it once I get a little more like comfortable being out there and putting my thoughts out there. I currently have no makeup on. My hair is a freaking disaster. And it's just, I felt like talking. And my 4-year-old gets a little tired of me talking. So here we are. Today, what I'm thinking is I want to share how I learned my biggest lesson as a YouTube creator this past week. I'm glad that I learned this lesson. If you have been following me for a little while, you may have seen the recent video that I put up about the Bud Light controversy. I fully support and am part of the LGBTQ community. So my intent with this video was not to hurt anybody in the trans community. That was not my intention. I was actually trying to show my support for the trans community, but it didn't come across that way. And that is fully my fault. I'm taking full blame for this. This video caused me to learn the lesson of really thinking about what you're saying and how you can relate to it and how much you know like the language that you're using, because one of the things that I said was a derogatory term that I was not aware of. So once I was made aware of that, now I am able to remove that term from my vocabulary, and I'm grateful for that. But I learned the lesson that even if you admittedly say, I didn't know that and I apologize, here are the steps that I'm taking to fix that, sometimes people, rightfully so, cannot forgive you. And being able to take a step back and thinking like, okay, I really need to make sure that I'm not speaking out of turn, I am not saying any of the wrong words, and making sure that as a creator, the content that I'm putting out isn't harming anybody. So I'm happy that I have learned this lesson early on, not the easy way, but the hard way. But hopefully, if you are a newer YouTube creator or you haven't come across this problem yet and you're listening to this, hopefully you take this as a little bit of a piece of advice, unsolicited advice for you to take these steps of making sure that you're not speaking out of turn, using hurtful language or anything like I just mentioned. So I guess that's my piece of advice for you today. That's something that's been hanging in my head for the last week. I had a rough weekend, honestly, knowing that I hurt people that I did not intend to hurt. I don't intend to hurt anybody. Specifically, the people that I was trying to show more support for, I harmed them. And for that, I feel deeply regretful. And I had a hard time this weekend with just coming to terms with that and being okay with knowing that I learned the lesson. I have removed the content. I have reached out to individuals that I could contact that I was fearful that they may have been harmed by the content that I put out. And I just really wanted to, I don't know, some people would look at that as selfish, but I wanted them to know that I appreciate them and I didn't intend for that to happen. So I'm glad I learned that lesson. I wish I didn't learn it the hard way. But it's been learned, it's been received, and we're moving on from that. So that is the last time I will ever talk about the Bud Light video. I'm probably just thinking about it so much because of being the actual creator that put it out. So yeah. Anyway, what else can we talk about today? Lady Boss. Let's chat about Lady Boss. I've been putting up a lot of content about Lady Boss recently. I'm actually working my way through the 5-day cake challenge with Kaelin Poulin and her lashes. It's been interesting. I recorded my reaction to the first day yesterday. I'm editing that today and it will go up tomorrow. So tomorrow is April 13th. I don't know if this will go up before that or after that. We are winging this podcast and flying by the seat of our pants. So it should be great. It'll be great. So yeah, that video will go up tomorrow, the 13th. So yeah, it's been very, very interesting. Kaelin Poulin, if you're unfamiliar with Lady Boss, is the original founder of Lady Boss, which is a multi-level marketing company, MLM, network marketing, all of the words. But they didn't start that way. They were actually owned by Kaelin Poulin and her husband. Last year, around this time, they announced that they were closing Lady Boss. They were liquidating their inventory. And bullshit was called in August when they sold the company to Russell Brunson, the co-founder of ClickFunnels and scammer himself, in my opinion, of course. So they sold it to him in August and he took it and turned it into a fucking multi-level marketing company. It already had MLM vibes when it was not an MLM company because Kaelin was in an MLM previously. She was in Visalis and they were a shake company. So it had the vibes already. It just wasn't an MLM. Well, Russell took it upon himself to take it the extra mile and add the pyramid to the fucking business. Oh, and also, I don't think I'm going to censor my podcast. I think I'll just roll with the punches. Make sure the beginning of the video is curse word free. But after that, we're rolling with the punches and whatever comes out of my mouth comes out of my mouth. Where was I? Where were we? Like, you can answer me back. For the love of God. Get it together. Okay, so Russell added the MLM aspect, but basically said, I bought the company, but I'm not in charge of the company. And he hasn't really made any appearances since they announced it. So everything that happens is held at like the ClickFunnels headquarters and all of that, but he's never there. So anyway, it looks like Coach Jessica, who I already have issues with, she seems to be the head, like taking the reins and guiding Lady Boss to wherever the unicorn MLM needs to go. Oh, God. So anyway, last week, Kaelin made her reappearance in the Lady Boss community, just like being, Kaelin Poulin featuring lashes. So she went in the group and she announced that she was coming back to basically host the 5-day cake challenge. And y'all, I keep losing my fucking train of thought. I swear to God. So people were not happy. She was essentially asking their permission to come in and host this 5-day cake challenge. There were people in the community. I was on that live. There were people in the community that were not for this. They were pissed that she was showing her face again because she, first of all, lied to them, said they were going out of business, closing, liquidating, Lady Boss is done, and then sold the fucking company to Russell Brunson so he could turn it into an MLM. So yes, they're pissed. They're pissed. And they were not, there were people in the chat, of course, that were still drinking the Kool-Aid per se, and that were excited for Kaelin to be back and for her to be running the challenge. But there were also a good amount of people that were like, go away. You left us. Like, why would we want you back here? You go spend time with your family like you said you were going to do, which through one of my sources, I hear isn't the actual reason she left. So more on that soon, hopefully. So anyway, she disregarded those comments and proceeded to come back the next day live in the Lady Boss Facebook community and announced that she was launching the challenge, and it was starting this Monday, April 10th. And it was going to be the 5-day cake challenge. And she announced it and she went through the details to an extent. So she went through day 1 through 3. She said that day 1 was going to be, we're going to learn how to drink the cake. And then day 2 is we're going to eat the cake. And then I think day 3 was like bake the cake. And then day 4 was earn cake. And day 5 was make cake. So she announced those days, but she only went into detail for the first 3. And my theory is because for day 4 and 5, and I'm not alone in this theory, day 4 and 5 are going to be earn your cake is how you can sign up and earn your cake for free. Because they need people in the MLM, because I don't think, in my opinion, from what I'm seeing, I don't think it's doing well. It's not doing what Russell Brunson thought it was going to do. His Scentsy friend Orville and his Prove It friend, they gave him the wrong information apparently. They left out the part that Gen Z is waking up to the MLM bullshit and they are no longer signing up. And the proof is in the pudding, because Tupperware, if you missed it, has just announced that it's fearful that it might be going out of business. And the reason for that, in my opinion, is because Gen Z is aware of the bullshit that these MLMs are pulling. So they're not as enthusiastic as us millennials were to sign up for these bullshit MLMs. We learned the lesson, so they didn't have to. So day 5 is make cake. And I'm pretty sure that's going to be even more about the business opportunity. It's going to be like making money, make your cake. And yeah. So, and I don't think that she has gone into detail about that on anything that she's been on lately, on lives or whatever, because she knows how fucking pissed off these people were. Like, and how many people are not falling for the bullshit anymore. And in my opinion and in my imagination, I believe that there's a possibility somebody may have reached out to her to come back and see if she can save the company. In my opinion, that is what I believe to be true. I am not stating that is a fact. I am just, I don't know. It's just it's a gut feeling that I have. You know what I mean? So it'll be interesting to see how the end of this challenge is. I do know that it is a little bit of a funnel, because Russell doesn't do anything without making it a sales funnel, because money, 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 money. It is a funnel to get people into the 28-day challenge that is going to be happening after this. I don't know how successful that's going to be either. So it'll be interesting to watch and see the chat when people actually start realizing, oh shit, I've been bamboozled. And of course, there's going to be those ones that have drank the Kool-Aid and they're for whatever Kaelin says, and they're going to go for it. But there's also the ones that were pissed off in the first place, and they have come to the challenge to see kind of what she has to say and see if anything is going to be fixed or explained. And I think those people are just going to be even more pissed at this point. So it's going to be interesting to watch. I'm going to be reacting to day 2 this afternoon. Once I put some fucking makeup on this face. I mean, really, Sam. And that'll be up someday. Oh, Thursday, Saturday or Sunday, that one will be up. But in true fashion, it was another Barbie convention with this chick. She was in her lashes and her hot pink, and there was pink everywhere, and it just looks like a shit show. It's comical. It's fucking comical is what it is. I think that's all I have to talk about today. I'm going to go and get ready to react to that, and I'll be back soon. I don't know what this podcast is going to look like. I like to talk shit, and I figured a podcast is a great way to do that. And hopefully I'll be able to have like people on my podcast. That'd be fun. Some guests, some of you, if you want to come and chat with me and just bullshit for a little while, I'm totally down. Send me drop a comment, or you can email me. I'll put my email down there. Or if you have anything you want me to talk about, send that my way. Just anything you can think of. Ring lights, curtains. I don't know. I'm just looking around my office, but whatever you want me to talk about, let me know. And I will talk to you later.